Hi guys, welcome to the BigBasket YouTube channel. I'm Chef Megha. Today I'm going to teach you guys how to make labneh or labneh, some may call it that. So what is labneh? Labneh is essentially a sort of Middle Eastern cheese. How do you make it? It's really easy. You actually need some dahi, yogurt, curd, jo bhi hai pe hai. Use that and hang your yogurt for really long. Another thing that I will teach you guys today with labneh is Zatar. Now Zatar is a spiced mix, like how we have garam masala, very different than garam masala. So you can't draw the comparison, but it's like a mixed masala of sorts, which is used in Middle East. It just has this beautiful flavor component. It just has this beautiful flavor component, which brings, that's not required, I suppose. So for Zatar, you need a few spices. You need some dried oregano leaves, you need some dried pine leaves, some chili flakes if you like. If you don't worry about it. Some dried coriander powder, some cumin powder as well, and of course some roasted sesame as well. The key ingredient for that sort of umami flavor in Zatar is sumac. So sumac actually is a Middle Eastern berry which is dried and then it's powdered into this almost a little tangy, a little like tardy. It's very interesting. You have to try it, but if you don't find sumac, don't worry about it. You can make it without it as well. Labneh is essentially like a cheese. Some people confuse it with paneer, with feta. What is it? It's actually just dahi, which is hum. It's really simple. I'll tell you guys how to hang your dahi. So you essentially need a cheesecloth. I have this little cheesecloth bag that I handmade just for that, for hanging labneh. Put it over a strainer and use a bowl. And also we have to keep in mind when it's hot, we want to keep it in the refrigerator. So how do we learn the technique which works throughout the year? So you take a cheesecloth and then over your strainer and then you add your dahi. Now it can be Greek yogurt, it could be a regular home curd, dahi curd, whatever you can get your hands on, because essentially what will happen is then going to hang it, when we hang it, all that extra liquid will come out and then that we get that sort of dense labneh, yogurty, cheesy kind of flavor. So I'm going to put this all the way in. I would also, this can be a little messy sometimes, so please bear with me. Okay. So when you do it, make sure you move your cheesecloth so you have all your dahi inside at the bottom. We don't want it on the top. So all the way at the bottom. Then you can add a little bit of salt to it to flavor it, of course. You can add a little bit of lemon juice if you like. I like to add in a bit of garlic as well. So we're going to add the garlic first. I'll take a clove of garlic, just squish it, just roughly chop it. Because we just want a little bit of that garlicky zingy flavor in there. Just a little bit of that goes in. Then half a lemon juice. Half a lemon juice goes in. You can also mix everything in a bowl if you want, but I did to just mix everything in there and just let that go. And then you can also add some tahini if you like. Just a spoonful of it. And don't worry about the flavors on mixing because they do mix when it's hung for that long. All the liquid that comes out actually infuses all the flavors and the labneh beautifully. So here's the cheesecloth. So what you want to do is press all the yogurt that you have down towards the base. And you see, I'm not like squeezing it really hard, but like slowly. There is an extra water out. But I'm not doing most of the work because the hanging will actually do most of the work. What you can also do is get a rubber band or a kitchen clip and actually tie this down. So by doing that, you're actually keeping all your yogurt in one corner or in the bottom. And then you leave this on the strainer overnight at least. They have to be 24 hours. I like to 24 hours sometimes if I want like a more sort of feta, cheesy kind of consistency. Or if I want a little more of a dip consistency, then I do 12 hours. But 12 hours minimum is required. For the sake of this video, so you guys don't have to wait for like overnight. I have in fact already taken the liberty to hang my yogurt in advance. So this is what I have in advance. It's ready. I'm going to show you guys what it looks like. So this is what it looks like. You want to have a look? See, this is what it looks like. This is almost a bit like a paneer, like a feta cheese. Turn it around. Flip it over into your bowl. And there you go. So that's your basic labneh recipe. Before I start plating it, I'm going to show you guys how to do a really easy Zatar spice mix, which is a beautiful complement to Labneh and never make my Labneh without the Zatar mix. So we're gonna go to the Zatar mix now. And then I'll show you guys how to play it and how to eat it, of course. So making Zatar is really easy. You need some roasted white sesame. You make sure you roast them dry and know it without. This is so stupid. What make sure you roast them dry? And restart. Which is dry roasted, of course. You don't want to add any oil to that. You add that to a bowl, followed by some thyme leaves. These are dry thyme leaves. So whenever you use dried herbs, make sure you rub them to get that aroma out. And you add that into your sesame seeds, and then some dried oregano. Again, give it a nice rub so all the flavors come alive again. A little bit of chili flakes. You don't have to add it. You can if you like. I like to, so I will. You add some dry coriander powder, a little bit of cumin powder as well. What's really interesting is that with Middle Eastern food, cumin powder, coriander powder is used quite a lot, which is very similar to our Indian food as well. And a little bit of salt if you like. You can add that towards the end as well, or in the dish that we use. But I like to add a little bit of salt just to give it that little punch of flavor. Because what salt does is that it actually enhances the flavor, whatever it goes into. And of course, the sumac powder, which is a dried berry of sorts. So now all you do is mix that together. It's really simple, and then you can have your sumac ready. Some people also like to add some dried mint leaves and things like that as well. Please feel free to make it your own recipe. And now that we have this ready, I have a clean jar which is dry. I'm going to add all my Zatar powder into this, and this can be stored in the refrigerator for a year easily. Don't leave this out because of the weather that we have in India throughout the year. It gets rather hot, so it can get spoiled. So guys, we have a Zatar ready. It's a beautiful mix and it smells amazing. And now we're going to move to how we eat our Labneh. So for Labneh, for the shallow plate, where I'm going to have this beautiful condensed yogurt cheese sort of dip which we've done onto the plate. This has all the flavoring it requires. So how can you plate it? It's really simple. It's almost like spreading it like a beautiful butter on a flat plate. You can also use a higher bowl if you like. That's not a problem. You can spread that across. I added a little less salt. You can add a little salt on top if you like. I didn't salt it. I didn't season it too well. And then you can add your Zatar mixed over that. And of course, I like to finish all my cold messes with a dash of extra virgin olive oil because it has a really nice flavor. And also what the extra virgin olive oil essentially does is it helps it from drying out. It creates some sort of thin film over the dip, so it doesn't dry. Because when you're eating a dip, it's not like you're eating all of it at one time. So you want to have a little bit of olive oil there. Beautiful flavor, love it. And then you can have your crackers on the side. I'm going to have a bite because I can't wait and I'm super hungry. There's a little bite of that. Love it. And then I saw it in olive oil. It's like so magical. Give me a moment. Little pass. So I hope you guys enjoy making this. This is so easy. So the prep time, this is literally like, I promise you, not even more than 5 minutes. And you get this beautiful dish out of 5 minutes of prep time or cooking time in the kitchen. The rest of the work actually happens with the handmade. And it's very filling and it's a delicious meal on its own, as well, especially for breakfast if you'd like to have it. Thank you guys for joining me today. Don't forget to subscribe to the BigBasket channel and hit the bell icon. If you guys love this recipe, you'll find all the ingredients in the description below. Don't forget to make it at home and tell me how it was. Have a great day. Bon appetit.